Hello and welcome to the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner. And today I have two wonderful principals with me from the town of Spring Lake, which is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. We all work in Spring Lake, and I felt this was a great opportunity to highlight the great things that's going on in our Spring Lake schools. I have Kailey Hill, the principal of Manchester Elementary, and Masa Kinsey-Shipp, right, from Spring Lake Middle. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem, and thank you for being a part of my show. So let's go ahead and do some introductions. Tell us all about yourself and your educational experiences.
Okay, well, my name is Kailey Hill. I'm the principal of Manchester Elementary School in Spring Lake. I've been there for about 5 years, coming this October. My educational experience is, my background is as a high school English teacher, and been at 3 different high schools. From there, I went and got my master's degree using the Principal Fellows Program. Was a teaching fellow as well, but went through the Principal Fellows Program and then came out and came to Cumberland County to do my internship and stayed. Fayetteville is a place that's near and dear to my heart in the Fayetteville area because I came here by way of Fort Bragg. Before coming into teaching, I was a U.S. Army officer, and so did that for a few years, and got out and got stuck because I liked it, and I am here now raising my kids, and my kids go to Manchester Elementary School, and just so happy to be here.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 lovely kids.
Okay.
I have a 4th grader, and I have a kindergartner.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you.
So, thank you again, Dr. Fenner. This is very, very exciting. I'm a product of Spring Lake. I grew up in Spring Lake, North Carolina, right in the Woodland West subdivision. And I like to, brag to my students about that fact. I was educated in all the Cumberland County schools in the Pine Forest District. So I started out in May Rudd, which was an all kindergarten school at that time. So only kindergartners went to May Rudd. And then I went to Lillian Black Elementary School. And then I attended Spring Lake Junior High back then. Now it's Spring Lake Middle School. And I'm a 1990 graduate of Pine Forest High School. Attended North Carolina Central University. Eagle Pride Amplified. And we're on Fayetteville State's campus. But
we're still Eagles.
Exactly.
First, and then a Bronco.
Yes. And so I received my bachelor's and master's from North Carolina Central. And then I received an add-on licensure from UNC Pembroke in administration. And I'm a doctoral candidate at North Carolina State University.
Wonderful.
At this time. So I have my EDS, and we don't like to say all but dissertation, but I am working on editing chapters 1 through 3 right now. Teaching, so I taught 12 years, kindergarten, 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 6th grades. And then I was an assistant principal at Spring Lake Middle School for 5 years. Took on the principalship at Borden Elementary School in Halifax County for 4 years. And then I received a call, and the call stated that the principalship was open at Spring Lake Middle School. And so, of course, it was an honor to apply to become the principal at Spring Lake Middle School. And so I returned, and this is my 5th year as principal there.
Okay, great. Okay. Let's talk a little bit, ladies, about that moment when you first realized you wanted to become a principal. Do you remember that moment, Kailey?
I actually do. I was sitting in Hunter Hess High School, it's in Gastonia, and I had to finish a course, and I was just thinking about how could I impact more students. I love the students in my classroom. It was a 4-period day, so I had roughly 60 kids that I could call my own. But I had this urge to do something more. And so I saw a flyer by chance for the Principal Fellow Scholarship. And I thought, you know, that might do it. That might do it. If I go into administration, I could help support teachers, and those teachers will be supporting those students. So it could help me widen the net, so to speak, and helping more students at one time. So that was where my heart was. So I had a really awesome principal who said, go for it. I went for it. Had a lot of support actually in Cumberland County, because I was at Westover High School before I went to Hunter Huss High School, and called up some people that I knew from way back. Like, can you write me a letter of support and a letter of recommendation? And they did that. So I got accepted into the Principal Fellows Program. So when it came time to do the internship, I was like, I want to go back to Cumberland County and do my internship there. And then the reason why I focused on elementary school is because I realized all the problems that a lot of the students that I had were experiencing. They didn't just start in high school. It's like a snowball effect. It's a little thing here and then a little more there, and then it keeps going. And so you have these very disengaged and disconnected high school students, and I was trying to figure out where are we losing them, where do we need to give them some extra support, and really it starts back at the beginning. When it came time to choose what area that I wanted to do or where I wanted to put my focus, I thought elementary would be a good place to start.
Good, okay. Miss A?
So I guess I'm one of those people that say, and it sounds like a cliche, but I didn't choose it, it chose me.
Okay.
And so I was perfectly content in the classroom. I was enjoying 6th grade ELA, or English Language Arts, and I was the team leader. And I was approached by my principal, who said that I was leading the team so well, and he felt like, you know, I would do a good job as a school leader. And so I stepped up to the challenge. Now, I will say on television that first week of being an assistant principal, I teared up quite a bit, because in the classroom, you think, you know, your classroom is the world, and whatever you're doing in your classroom, everyone is doing. And so kind of learned that more teachers and students needed support, and so grew into loving being an assistant principal. And about my 4th year, I got the calling, you know, in your gut. I think you know when you're ready to move from AP, as we say, to the lead, instructional leader in the building. And so I started interviewing and landed a position in, at that time, the lowest performing school in the state. But when you're trying to become a principal, you accept the first yes that you receive. And so had great support there. It was an interesting experience, and I learned a lot, and I was ready to come back and share that with home.
Okay, great, okay. Let's talk about challenges. As we know, with any job, we have challenges. Of course, we have accomplishments and recognitions. Let's talk a little bit about some of the challenges that you face as a principal, Kailey.
What you really, even if you go in with your eyes wide open, which I tried my very best to do, there are some hidden things that pop up that weren't exactly on your radar. So expect the unexpected is the kind of, I guess, the theme of my experience. But one of the greatest challenges for me bears out the time management. There is simply just not enough hours in the day to do everything that our job requires to do. And you want to do it fully, you want to do it completely, and you want to do it with a level of satisfaction. But for everything that comes up in the job. You know, they have that one line in the description that says other duties as assigned.
Yes.
There are a whole lot of other duties. So I think the greatest challenge is finding the balance of time, because as a principal, you're the leader of the school, but you're the instructional leader, you're the managerial leader, you're 1,000 different things. And then in your personal life, you know, you're still the head of your household, you're still a spouse or a parent or a caregiver, or whatever else that you have going on, your other commitments. So I think time management and finding balance to do all those things that are required of you is probably the biggest challenge for me.
Okay, Masa?
I would concur with Kailey, the balance, and I would say time and then resources. And I think loving Spring Lake and our Spring Lake schools, I want teachers to really want to come to Spring Lake schools to be teachers, because our students deserve and need the best, high quality educators. And so sometimes there's a challenge because we're not right in the city per se of Fayetteville. People think that Spring Lake is far out, and
East
so
Canyon. East Canyon.
yeah, exactly. And so just convincing candidates that we're not so far away, you know, come visit, and attracting high quality teachers, and then being able to retain them and provide the resources that they need and the resources that the students need. And the other challenge that I think is increasing is mental health services.
Oh, yes, yes.
And so our children are going through more than we went through, or they're handling it differently. I think they're exposed, you know, differently to stimuli. You know, we played games. I was just talking to my husband last night. We were joking about how my house on Karen Circle in Spring Lake was third base anytime we played kickball or, you know, softball, stickball, whatever, and how we were able to just move out of the way, and the cars would slow down because they knew we were playing in the street. And now people are disconnected a little bit, and so neighbors may not know neighbors as much, and children don't go outside, it seems, as much because they're on the internet or they're playing video games. And social media, you know, we could talk about that, you know, for hours, how that is inundating, you know, their world, and they go for likes. And so just making sure that we have the resources needed to help them navigate this new, you know, technological world.
And you're right. And also, ladies, we had the village concept when we were coming up. If we did something wrong, the neighbor got on us. Our parents didn't get mad because the neighbor said something to us, you know. I mean, it was the village thing. Everybody cared about Shanessa and Kailey and Miss A, you know. And it was okay for them to reprimand us and talk with us because they loved us and cared for us. Nowadays, you can't say anything to anybody's child, you know. So I think that's also missing. And of course, we were a different generation as well. You know, we went outside, we played kickball, we played hide and seek, we drank water from the faucet.
Yes, we did.
We made mud pies, we ate dirt, you know, we threw dirt. I mean, we had a good time, you know, I had a ball outside, you know. So those are the things I think, like I said, we've got social media now, so all the playing and running and having a good time, you know, we no longer have that anymore.
Yes.
Okay. Well, ladies, of course, I enjoyed talking with you with part one of the show. And thank you, audience, for viewing the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner.
Hypnotized, familiar stranger, wait, hold up, don't run, I don't bite. Familiar stranger.